Today on Softball 360, the finals on the Stadium Power Tour loom large. Only 6 long-haul bombers will advance as Reebok and Easton square off at Citi Field in New York.
No pressure, just good times. You throw it in there, and I'll try my best to hit as far as I can. Everybody else here is going to do the same thing, and this is a good group. We've all put up good numbers, so.
And for one lucky New Yorker, softball presents the opportunity of a lifetime to swing with home run heroes.
I mean, we sit here every week and watch it on Softball 360. They hit the ball a long way.
Later, it's softball in paradise as we play ball in Hawaii at a tournament that features the future of the sport. It's game on for the WSL Worth North American Championships from sunny Panama City Beach. We'll preview the matchups and show you what to expect. Time for the big show from the Big Apple. Softball 360 starts right now. This is the only show dedicated to the sport of softball.
Welcome to Softball 360, everybody, America's biggest and best TV show all about the sport of softball. I'm your host, Timmy Layton, and as you guys know, the points battle is super tight, so what better place to settle it than New York Citi Field? Here's what you can expect.
Dateline, the Big Apple, and New York's Citi Field. An oasis amid the world's largest city. In New York, you might overlook the amazing Mets heritage, from Saberhagen to Strawberry, from Stengel to Seaver, to the late great Gary Carter. The Mets tradition means a lot to the long-haul bombers. Brett the Hitman Helmer is a New York native, ready to slug it out before his hometown family and friends at the plate.
Oh, I love Citi Field, man. I'll tell you what, they did a just tremendous job here. This is one of, if not the nicest field in the big leagues right now, and it's, you know, for me, it's like my home field. You know, here Yankee Stadium would be home field for me, and I get some good friends that come down here to watch. So they did it right here, for sure. They ought to be proud of what they built, and I certainly enjoy sitting here, hitting on their beautiful field. And we're going to sit right here and watch the game afterwards and enjoy it too. So, good night for me.
Today's event has postseason significance. For some bombers, it's go big or go home. Reebok's Jason Baxter and Dustin D-Rock Roberts have had a great season, but their odds to make the finals are long.
No, I'm going to try to hit them as far as I can, I promise you that. Out of the race, but not out of the stadium. So we're going to keep hitting
one out of the stadium, ain't you?
I promise you I'm going to break my back trying.
Reebok's Dustin D-Rock Roberts came to the ballpark right from the hospital.
I don't think that there's any pressure. I'm just happy to be good to go. It was a lot better news than I thought it was going to be.
It's a massive day for this man, Wayne McGee, a New York softballer who has won a contest to hit at Citi Field with his home run heroes, the long-haul bombers.
You know, I have no favorites, but they all hit it the same. They all hit it a ton. I mean, we sit here every week and watch it on Softball 360. They hit the ball a long way. So I'm a fan of the long ball. Hopefully I can hit a couple out.
But Wayne quickly discovers blasting out show bombs is not as easy as it appears. And for the long-haul bombers, getting to the finals means scoring big points today in the Big Apple.
To me, it's all fun, man. It's been fun for however long we've done it, since 2003. So no pressure, just good times. You throw it in there, and I'll try my best to hit as far as I can.
There's what you can expect from New York Citi Field. For all things softball, be sure to log on to softball360.com. We will be right back.
Still ahead, softball in paradise is home to some of the most competitive players on the planet. Batter up in Hawaii. Later, meet the men on the mound, the pitchers on the Stadium Power Tour who stare down the world's greatest softball home run hitters. And for the bombers on the bubble in New York, it's go big or go home. And if you swing Mikan, join the coalition Mikan is taking the game's hottest bats cross country to leagues and derbies.
Well, we're in St. Louis, Missouri right now. I got some of the coalition reps down here, and we're doing some testing on the 2014 product line. It's about 91 degrees. It's real hot right now. We're hitting Classic M synthetic balls. So we're getting some real good data on it. We got the machine set up to get exit speeds, get distances. I got Jared Krasselt from Wisconsin, the coalition rep there. I got Kevin Philby, Bomber Tour and coalition rep in Ohio, and Ed Vega, Bomber Tour and coalition rep in California, all out here hitting the new product, getting some right before it is a finalized product, getting some last minute details buttoned up and seeing what we got.
If you're in Ohio, hit me up. I'll have these plenty early. I'll have plenty of the demos if you want to go out and take some swings.
Enlist in the coalition at mikensports.com.
Softball 360 is brought to you by Easton Sports. There is a difference, and the difference is Easton. By Miken Sports. Elite equipment for the elite player. Miken Sports. By bpathletics.com. When you want the best in quality, service, and price, log on to bpathletics.com. And by softballcenter.com, the site for major softball news.
Welcome back to Softball 360, everybody. I'm Timmy Layton. Now, on our show, we talk a lot about home run hitters and the home runs being hit. But now let's take a look and meet the pitchers on the mound.
At a Long Haul Bombers event, the focus is on the plate and the greatest softball home run hitters. It's easy to overlook a critical element in the slugfest. For pitchers Gary Jost and Billy Messina, being the setup artist is the easy part.
Excitement, nervousness. I need to throw strikes for the guys, and it's just a lot of fun. I get goosebumps out there throwing.
First, the obvious peril of the job, a mere 60 feet 6 inches from a human volcano, as evil softballs are shot out of a cannon.
Well, you know what? They're all, long ball hitters. Every one of the guys that are in this competition are long ball hitters. So the guys, at any time could hit a ball 500 feet, and that's exciting.
But their biggest fear may be two things: time and control. They have to lay down the perfect pitch each time.
It goes pretty fast. It's as soon as the batter's ready to hit, I throw it.
The other element is time. The Bombers hit before MLB games. There's a tight window of time. They have to lay it down the middle of the plate on every pitch.
You have to go pretty quick. Usually the ball just lands when I'm throwing the second pitch.
The pressure of being on the mound is nothing new for Gary and Billy. Both are well-rounded athletes. Their advice is simple: just throw strikes each pitch and every moment.
Every time I step on a Major League Baseball field, it's pretty incredible. As a kid, being such a baseball fan, and then growing up being a baseball fan, be able to step on each one of these Major League Baseball fields has been a dream. So it's pretty amazing.
One of the players hit it a long way. The fans just get into it, and it's just more fun when the fans get into it. It's exciting, and like I said, I get goosebumps. So it's very exciting.
Those are some brave men for standing that close to an active volcano. Now, speaking of volcanoes, let's see what my co-host Dave Benz is up to in Hawaii.
Ah, Hawaii. It's easy to see why so many people consider it paradise.
Of course, Hawaii is already world famous for its sparkling seas and spectacular sunsets, but it's also slowly gaining traction as a state of softball.
Nowhere is that more evident than at the annual girls 12 and under Olympic qualifier held just outside Honolulu. The tourney brings in plenty of fans to cheer on young players at a key developmental point in their softball careers. No longer kids just learning the game, not quite groomed enough to garner attention from college coaches, but achieving such status is the primary focus.
So all want to play college because, see, a lot of the parents are not well-to-do, so they use this opportunity to get their kids good enough so that they can get a scholarship to play at the next level.
The end result is an ultra-competitive field of young girls who literally eat, drink, and sleep softball. And some of the girls are getting big help in their quest to realize that dream.
Come on, Tatum, let's go.
The coach for Team Crush is none other than former major leaguer Benny Agbayani. The native Hawaiian spent 17 years playing professional baseball, including 5 years in the show, highlighted by a World Series appearance with the New York Mets.
You know, the only thing I do miss is just, you know, the camaraderie of all the friends and teammates I had, but also, now it's my turn to give back and my turn to kind of aspire these kids, make their dreams come true.
And a number of girls to come through this program have done just that. Last fall, no less than 30 alumni accepted offers to play softball collegiately, thanks in large part to coaches like Benny, who pull no punches.
Are you nervous? Please tell me the truth. Because you look kind of nervous on me. Come on, you've been through all this time. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on.
You gotta want it. You gotta want to be out here, and your parents gotta be very supportive of what you're doing, and hopefully they get a chance. I mean, D1, D2, D3, NAIA. I mean, any opportunity to get an education and to play the game of softball.
Benny says the biggest key for these girls is consistency in both learning their fundamentals and playing year-round, which shouldn't be all that tough to do in Hawaii. Then again, maybe it
is. Stick around because we have more action coming your way from Panama City Beach and Softball 360 in a jiffy.
Still ahead, from the beach to the dugout and beyond at Panama City Beach, Florida, and Greer Howard has the preview.
All right, if anybody's looking for a spot on their team, you know who to call.
Scott Kirby of Team Easton needs a big show tonight at Citi Field. Curbs is one of the bombers on the bubble. Find out if he makes it to the finals.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Timmy Layton, and Softball 360 is the place. Now, Panama City Beach and softball go hand in hand, so let's check out the Worth North American Championships.
This is where all softballers want to be. The WSL, the World Softball League at Frank Brown Park and the beaches of sunny Panama City Beach, Florida. Greer Howard is in town and takes a tour.
Here is where the best of the best come to battle it out over 2 weekends for some amazing softball.
Panama City Beach has been the site of the WSL Worth North American Championships for close to a decade. While the softball is serious, the fun that surrounds the games is not taken for granted.
After a long day of softball, you need a place to unwind, and I've got the perfect spot. Right behind me is Pier Park, where you can have great restaurants and incredible food and lots of fun shopping. Thank you very much. I'm at Super Bungee in Rockwall, and I really want to try it out. So, Eric.
Hello, guys.
All right, any chance you can get me on that Rockwall and jumping on your Super Bungee over there?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Oh, absolutely. Show me what to do.
Let's go.
Okay. So, if you end up not winning your tournament, do not worry. You can win the Rockwall. Woo! I did it!
Legendary Frank Brown Park hosts the games, one of the best facilities in the nation. It continues to be the epicenter of softball. Over the years, close to 30,000 players from all over North America have taken part in the tradition of softball at Panama City Beach.
I'm here with Richard Sanders, who's the VP of Sports Marketing for the Panama City Beach Convention and Visitors Bureau. Thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you for being here. We're glad to have Softball 360 at this event. It's something we're very proud of, and it's our #1 sports event for the month of September.
Now, tell me, what does it do for the city of Panama City Beach to have a tournament of this size come into town?
The main thing is the draw that it brings. There's really less than 10% local teams that participate, so a lot of teams from throughout the United States are coming. Of course, some of them flew in on a new airport that's just 2 years old. Some drove, they're staying in our accommodations, they're eating at our restaurants and spending a good bit of money with us while they're here. It's our #1 sports asset here at the beach. It's just an event that has a perfect package for the sports person.
I think it's great. I think one nice thing is it's probably the best venue to play because of the beaches we have here and the weather and the people at good cost.
So 2 big weekends of softball are here, and when the dust settles, we'll crown a champion. But there's also a bit more to it. These 2 weekends are about the people, the folks like you, who love the sport of softball.
What is the ultimate goal this weekend?
To win. That's, we came all the way from Arkansas. We got to play. We got to win.
Everybody's a winner in Panama City.
What an event in Panama City Beach. Now remember, you can always get information online at softball360.com. But for now, stay where you're at because we will be right back.
When we return, showtime at Citi Field in New York as Team Reebok takes on Team Easton. Stay tuned.
Softball 360 is brought to you by DeMarini. Upgrade your game with the DeMarini CL22. By Evil Sports. The best softball on the planet is evil. evilsports.com. By Reebok. Check out the Reebok 2013 Barrage at suncoastsports.net. And by the WSL. Play the next level. The WSL Worth North American Championship Series.
Welcome back to Softball 360. I'm your host, Timmy Layton. Now it's time for the big show in the Big Apple, where you can expect to see big points and big home runs. Here's Dave Benz with the action.
Showtime in the Big Apple. The rules on the Stadium Power Tour are quite simple. Each slugger gets 15 swings and each home run is worth 1 point, except the last pitch, which is known as the money ball, worth 2 points and could be the tiebreaker. Today it's a tight battle. Only 6 bombers move on to the finals. Up first, Jason Baxter of Reebok. J-Bax has had a good season thus far, but is a few points shy of making the top 6. But boom! The J-Back attack comes out swinging like a wild man in Gotham City. Bang, zoom, one after another flying off his Reebok bat. It looks like J-Back saved his best for last, sending out 12 big points for the early lead and plenty of respect. Reebok's Dustin D-Rock Roberts came to the ballpark right from the hospital. While lesser men might be bedridden, D-Rock swings hard and is still able to crank out 6 points. Not enough for the finals, but a promise for a better season ahead. Reebok's Chris the G-Man Griner has a solid shot at the finals and is making big strides with shots like this. Deep into the yard. Good show, G-Man, making Team Reebok proud with 8 points, and the G-Man is playoff bound. Clear of the deck. Time for Team Easton's softball ambassador. For Brett the Hitman Helmer, pride, passion, and power are on display, as the Hitman can make the finals by blasting out show bombs with his Easton bat. The hefty lefty ends up with 8 points, making steady progress to the postseason. Brian the Ball Will Be Flying Wegman steps up next. He wants the lead and goes for it, sending evil softballs back, gonzo! Wegs is working his whip-like swing, using it to his advantage, ending up with 11 points. Easton's Scott Kirby is a bomber on the bubble and needs a good show tonight to stay alive for a shot at the finals. Curbs is a solid pro, but today the glare of the spotlight is taking the edge off his game. He's having a tough day at the plate and ends up with 6 points. He's still alive for the postseason, and next week's season finale in Miami is important.
It's always like 6 or 7 where it looks respectable, right? So that's where I want to be. But somewhere like that, maybe a couple long ones, man. That's what we want, right?
So here's the finals from New York. For the latest in the points standings, be sure to log on to softball360.com.
What a crazy event in New York. Scott Kirby is really going to have to step it up if he's wanting to make the finals. So for now, be sure to check out all the standings and points information on softball360.com. That's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. But as I like to say, let's head out to the park and play ball.
Next week on Softball 360, the season finale of the Stadium Power Tour from Miami. Find out which 6 long-haul bombers advance to the finals.
Hey, little pressure. You know, I felt the pressure in New York, kind of choked a little bit. So honestly, I'm taking the approach this week, not worrying about it.
And highlights from week 1 of the Worth North American Championships from Panama City Beach, Florida. Those stories and more next week on Softball 360.